All around the computer is that the auditor will use only the input and output. Only what the input and output system or other factors. Audit around the computer means that the auditor uses only input and output while he is not using the processor. Then there is audit through the computer. In audit through the computer, the auditor uses the input, the process, and the output. Meaning that he can go through the computer. He can have a source document, check the processor system, to confirm the accuracy of entries or processing, then use the output. It means that he goes through it. Then the last one is auditing the computer. In this approach, so he's only going through the computer, but rather the auditor is what? Is automating his own auditing practice, automating auditing papers. On making the decision-making process using the software. All his own work is also automated. Not only the work of the client, but also his own work are also automated. All is clear. So let us take these approaches one by one. Audit around the computer is called black box approach. The auditor cannot see through the process, can't see through the process. He only use the source document and also use what? Use the output, but he is not going through the what? The process. That's why it's called black box. You can't see. This is an audit approach through which the auditor obtain evidence, compare the input and output without auditing the processing activities undertaken by the computer system. 3 reasons can cause the use of this approach. 1, it is carried out when there is what? Passive simplicity. The auditor can use computer to undertake what? Automation of working papers. Instead of paper-based working papers, the working papers can be automated. Number 2, automated statistical sampling and analytical procedure. The auditor can use what? Several packages, computer packages, to assist them in analysis. Like training, simulation, and whatever action can be done by these softwares. Then the decision support system. And any auditor needs to give his own opinion. And that opinion is based on the evidence obtained. So the auditor can use what? Can use the decision support system to support him in making decisions. Mark this one, to support him, not to make the decision. Somebody cannot make the decision, but can support the auditor to make the decision. That is why we said auditor, what? It depends, the auditors can use the decision support system to assist them in what? In public opinion, in decision tools, suit profession, and others. Them automated review and reporting. Also, the auditor can use what? Can use artificial intelligence, or the review software, and Identity Plus software, and MindBridge to assist them in making the audit review and reporting. In simple terms, beyond the processing system or the knowledge of the processing system by the auditor, in the auditing with computer, auditor also automate his audit practice. This is audit with computer. This is how computer attack the audit approach in 3 ways. Through audit around the computer, audit through the computer, and audit with computer. Then the next one is audit planning on the computer. I actually want to define audit planning as developing a general strategy and approach with respect to what expected nature, timing, and extent of audit. Based on this definition, it implies that one can have adequate understanding of the entity and its environment, so as to have better understanding of expected nature, timing of the audit. Therefore, in line with ISO 300, the computer can play a role in audit planning in the following. For example, the enable auditor to know the 3 types of audit approach and select which one is compatible with the client environment. at the planning stage. The auditor needs to know at the planning stage, the auditor needs to know what? All the three approaches to auditing and select which one is a better fit to the client environment. Then number two, it's for more ethical procedures. The auditors need to select which software application should be used relative to the environment of the client so that it can be used in the audit process. Then making deliberate judgment and materiality. Also, preliminary audit strategy, including one initiation by a separate person, then recorded by another separate person, then also processed by another different person, then reported by another different person. The form of control using account audit through the computer are four. One is input control. This means that only authorized batch and document are inputted into the system. For example, in orderless control, we can perform many checks: format checks, rank checks, compatibility checks, validity checks, exception checks, and sequence checking. All these are part of input control when we are using auditing through the computer. Then there is processing control. This is a program for processing through run control. For instance, breaking balance of asset plus additional asset for take through the year, that is run 1, less depreciation, that is run 2, then maybe add any additional asset procured, that will give you run 3, and then that will be equal to the closing balance of the asset. This is the process of control. Then the third one is output control, which ensures that the input is equal to the output. There is no variation across the two. Then master file and standard data control. This was part of one-to-one taking of changes made to the master file, like payroll of an institution. Then the second one is what? Is general control. General control are put in place to support the operation of application control. They are what? They are supporting application control, and they are what? They are policies and procedures related to the application and support the effective operation of the application control. This includes what? Access security, who can access, and using what type of code to access the system. Maybe by using code or password. Then application acquisition, development and maintenance. That is by purchasing of software. The license of the software, whether it's a license software or it's free software. That also includes system software acquisition and maintenance. Then how to maintain? Does that have a certain cost, or does the designer of the system have assets that we can use it at parallel or otherwise? Then the last one, the second to last, is the data center and network operation. And the last one is program modification due to changes in the operating environment. Sometimes when you develop a software organization, or you can apply general application software, which is of general application. So depending on the organization need of the client organization. Then all techniques and computer. This is what? This is the third issue affected by the computer, all techniques. The computer system and techniques that is CAD are tools used by the auditor in what? Fabricating and audit assignment in computer-based environment. The CAD are approved by International Federation of Accounting in 2001. The most common among the CAD is the Live Audit Software, which is abbreviated as GAX. Under audit techniques and the computer, we have 3 techniques. One is test using its own system and is using the same data to test it using the client operating system to ensure whether there is or there is no variation. The second one is audit software, which can be general software or otherwise. Then there are other techniques which include embedded audit module. Let me start with the audit software. These are computer programs and applications that apply the auditor for the client computer file interrogation. These programs are used for substantive testing. There are 3 main categories of this software. They are package programs. Package programs are meant to be used by all. That is the general application. Then there are purpose-written programs, which are mainly designed for your organization. Then the last is inquiry programs, which are imbued in the system. Like, for example, in one file, you can make inquiry using Excel and many more, which are imbued in the system. Let me start with the package program. These are prepared computer programs designed by a software company that take different forms of audit assignment. This kind of computer-based audit software are not designed for any specific organization. They are of general application. They are of general application for our organizations. Therefore, rather they are meant to pick different types of computer systems for different organizations. Example of generalized account software, include what? Audit audited, bill compliant, financial audit management software, audit board, auditor, passport assure, we audit, laser audit reporting system, and management A plus. These softwares can be used to perform several functions, including record extraction, sorting, filtering, summarizing, field statistics, data comparison, gap detection, duplicate detection, sampling, calculation, audit software. The next one is purpose-written software. These are types of software designed specifically to function in such a way so auditor can use them. It can be designed for auditor for its own use, or it can be designed for its client organization. Instead of buying software, the organization can buy its own, can ask a company to design its own software based on its own needs and specifications. In that case, in case of auditor, the auditor may automate his own working paper using automated working paper software or database management system for his own needs. This software can be used for budgeting, trial management verification, lead schedule preparation, supporting detailed schedules, adjusting entries, sample calculation, including background or horizontal ratios, consolidated partition statement preparation, and tax return preparation for the clients. These are all be used by what? This can be performed using purpose-written software. Then the last one is inquiry program. Inquiry programs are built-in programs in our system, like word processing, electronic spreadsheet software, text editor software, Mcpd, sensitive. All this can be used for what? For inquiry. It can be used for what? For sample selection, file comparison, exporting external item, analysis, summarizing, and stratification of data based on the user requirement, either by the auditor or by the client organization. Then the second one, this is about what? Audit software. The second one is what? Test data. And the other one, the last one is other programs. So now for the test data, I said earlier, this is a form of computerized targeting, which is deployed by the auditor to test the operationalization of the client application control. Using test data, the auditor can deploy dummy data into the client system and process safe with the aim of testing the system ability to detect error. The data was processed by the auditor. Now the auditor is using the same data and processing it using the client software. So that the auditor can compare and test the accuracy of the system or internal control. The essence is confirmed whether the client application control can be able to identify the data problem within the data. For example, the use of dummy data can enable auditor to assess whether the client system can identify errors such as what? Employee number that don't exist. It can also be used to supply whether in excess of certain limit. There is some basic errors and badge errors. All this can be detected through test data. The last one is Other techniques. Integrated test facility is one of the techniques. This creates what fictitious entry into a database to process test transactions simultaneously with live data. The fictitious automated entry created, which will be department or customer, is later ignored when the client record are printed out and reversed out. This is test procedure for comparison. When there is no problem, then when printing the final report, it can be ignored because it was done for control. It was created for the control purpose. Then embedded audit facilities. As said earlier, this was explained earlier. It means that they are code created to notify the auditor when there is anything material or of significance, which can call up the attention of the auditor to further the requirement. That's the reason for the embedded audit mode. One of its functions is what? Allowing the internal auditor directives. Then the data system control and review. That is SCART for gathering and restoring information. And then supporting and recording any item that are unusual for which auditor attention to be designed. That is the reason for using embedded audit process. So, before I go to the conclusion, we have learned in summary that computer did not change the audit objectives, but rather it changed what? The audit approach, the audit plan, the internal control, and what? The last one. Internal controls, audit plan, audit approach, audit approach, planning, internal control, and audit techniques. These are four issues affected by what? By the computer. But the computer in no way changes the audit objectives. But it can change the approach, the planning, the internal control, and techniques of auditing. Therefore, this paper discusses the level of computer different aspects of auditing, including the approach, the planning, the controls, and techniques. It elaborates concept of auditing in computer-based environment with aim of improving understanding applies with ISA 315. The paper concludes that irrespective of whether auditing is conducted in computer or manual environment, the objective of auditing do not change.
And as a matter of fact, if you look at the team of this Ibadan, it's basically technology. Technology impact on accounting practices. You can look at your book, look at this head, and you know why we are here. We're here basically on technology. Like you said about auditing and the computer. We said that these have three approaches to follow it. We have audit approach and the computer, we have audit planning and the computer, we have internal control and the computer, we have the audit techniques and the computer. I wish you were listening attentively. You could have gotten the first one. Qualify for ISA 35. In whatever thing you are doing. So I would advise my professional colleagues here to go back and take this as a habit. Go through this auditing and computer. It's very important. Auditing around the computer and also the environment where you belong. So our advice, we all go through this topic and come up with a lot of solutions. And don't know that is not. So on that note, I would like to thank our first person again. Thank you for this advanced talk. Thank you very much. Before we go on, we need to ask some questions. We can entertain about 4 questions. If I can entertain 3 questions. Any question for him? Any question for him? Yes, please come. Any question for him? Please come. Your name, the membership number, your state. Any other person? Just three people. One. Any other? Any other? Okay, sorry.
Good morning, fellow members. All protocols duly observed. I want to appreciate the source person for coming up 50 from Lagos mainland branch. I happen to be a practitioner. I think one of the challenges practitioners are facing today is how to understand audit around computer, because today's technology has made paper audit irrelevant, because most organizations today are more into computer, most particularly the oil company and the big organizations. So if you are not computer literate and very grounded, then of course will be off business as a practitioner. My question, he has done a marvelous job on the audit around the computer, but I want to ask some questions and get explanation. When we talk of say and other computer software, it was analyzing the issue of inquiry programming and database management system software. In those two areas, we highlighted the issue of budgeting, trial balance, and the like. I want to ask, if we have Shape and QuickBook, and in QuickBook, we can do all this job in QuickBook and Shape, then why the need for all this database management system? Because I understand that there are specific items in the accounting software that we have to audit. We need to buy all these programs. We need to do our job as auditors, because when you look at the cost of buying all this software to do all this specific job, then it becomes very expensive to operate as auditor, understanding that the fact that most of these firms hardly pay much money to auditors to operate. I think I need explanation of those two breakdown on budgeting, trial balance, and the like, on issue of database management system software and budget programming software. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was a very, very important question. At this point in time, I wish to invite you once again to the podium Mr. Abdulsalam Masood to respond to the question asked. Thank you very much. If I get the question right, please. Despite the fact that we have QuickBooks and other maybe software that we already use, why then there are more softwares like database management system and others for other preparation and other things. We need to understand. Then also we need to understand the client environment and what it requires. These are the basis of our decision. For example, that is why even the audit approach we say audit around the computer. When the auditor has no knowledge of computer, the auditor will use only the input and output. Then as you move further and acquire the knowledge of the processing system, then you can use audit what? Audit through the computer. Now you can use what? You can use the processing system. Then as you move further, you can use what? Audit through his computer. Now he's not only using the processor, but also automating his own practice. So the need determines at what stage we can use a particular software. How do you understand? So that is it. Then also we need also to understand the client need. If your client needs a particular software, definitely if you want to work for him better, you need to have those softwares. If your client is not needing such software, there is no need for you to acquire any software about that. So that is the issue. So I hope I provide some explanation. Thank you very much.
A warm round of applause once again for Mr. Abdulsalam Masood. I believe we are learning great things from this Mcpd program. If you are, can you please raise your hand? If you are truly learning, can you okay, I can see some hands. Okay. Now, the first paper has set the base for what is to come. It is a teaser of greater things to come. And I wish to inform you that this next paper will be much more insightful, give you much more understanding of being professionals in the digital way. It is on this note that I wish to invite Mrs. Aboseli Famewa to deliver a paper on digital payroll and other accounting practices and development. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for Mrs. Famewa as it comes to the podium, please.
Thank you very much. Permit me to say good morning, and because we are Nigerians, and I know we have part of the three major tribes, so I'll say Ekaaro, Otutuoma, Nambanaku. It's a privilege to be here this morning, and I want to appreciate the chairman of the council and the entire team of the association. This morning we'll be talking on digital payroll and other accounting packages and development. Please, if you don't mind, I don't want to be confined to the podium. Am I permitted to talk? Okay, thank you. Now, when we say payroll, what comes to mind? Payroll, salary, like proper Nigeria. What else comes to mind? Personnel. What else? Yes. One of the typical Nigerian is payroll, salary. For those of us that were in the federal government, you know, sometimes you pay 7, 8, 29 of the month. And once you don't get pom from your bank, you go to the IBPILS office and say, now, am I communicating? Okay. So when we say digital payroll, we've defined, you know, we've been able to establish that payroll has to do with salaries, personnel, and all. Then the word digital means it's not manual. It has to do with electronics, devices, your smartphones. If they do not take so much importance, the payroll aspect, then the organization is not standing. Because at the end of the month, ASU has been on strike for almost how many months now? 6 years, 6 months, 5 months, 1 year. There was a time ASU was on strike for about 18 months. There was a time. Why? Now still money matter. It is still the same payroll issue. Move from UTAS to IBPIS. Okay? Don't let me jump the gun. So it's just to emphasize that the issue of payroll in any organization, be it the private sector or the public sector, is very, very important. Okay, so, and I will also emphasize that technology has also emerged. Now, in the year 2020, we had the issue of COVID in Nigeria that brought the whole world to a total shutdown. At that point, the Nigerian government, let's say, have already started, you know, the issue of working online and all, but the reality dawned on us. But how many organizations, how many parastatals were actually ready for this reality and this new normal that we found ourselves? So people are still wearing their faces. A lot of people have not gone back to work physically. But the federal government, there was a point they said that slow down to stay at home and work from home. Please, how many of us actually work from home? Some people were just sleeping, enjoying themselves, and at the end of the month collecting free salary. Please, why would I say that for the federal government? As good as we may think that is, yes, it's good that that was a means of palliating from the federal government to its staff. But it's not good that a lot of people were home for months and they were not being productive in quotes. So the essence of digitalizing the payroll or the system or the accounting system of any organization is to ensure that no matter where you are on the surface of the earth, as long as you have access to the internet, you have either your smartphone or your laptop, you can still continue with your work. A lot of us have smartphones, all the iPhones, all the Androids, all the touchscreen laptops, all the Windows 11 and co. But of what major use are they to us? For your smartphones, do you do more than receiving your calls, sending SMS, WhatsApp, Facebook, take selfie pictures, Twitters and all? With your smartphones, you can have access to cloud accounting software, payroll software, and so on. So digital have summarized that it relates to utilizing devices constructed or working by the methods of the principles of electronics, and I mentioned that there may be need to have access to the internet. There's the payroll, we all summarize it, salaries, personnel. The payroll system, okay, this is just a picture. Payroll, amounts required to pay employees. Some companies pay weekly, some pay monthly. Most companies pay monthly. Do we agree? Okay. Then other period. Another thing the payroll does for you is it helps calculate. I keep emphasizing government worker because I'm privileged to be one. Okay, so when you collect your pay slip, what are the things you see on your pay slip? Any federal government worker here? Sir? Breakdown, your name. What else? The breakdown. You've not mentioned something. IPPIS number. IPPIS number. You know what the IPPIS number can do or undo to you? And those people, I hope some of them guys that are not here or don't mark my face. If you have any issue, what they do to you sometimes, alright, but the IPPIS number is unique. Each government staff is allotted a unique number. So no two people can have the same IPPIS number. So please, each time you collect your pay slip, you have to ensure that there is no anomaly in any way. Now, I'll be skipping some of the slides, but I want us to get familiar with the Nigerian system. In the year 2006, when the federal government came up with the issue of migrating to the IPPIS platform, a lot of organizations were jittery. Why? You know, personnel costs at the end of the year now, when the MPAs are still allowed, all those things were, locked away. Okay, but the migration process, the what's it called? The information, the data, as related to each employee of the government is captured correctly. They ask us to come for biometrics and all. So even if there's a coincidence of two people bearing the same name, with your biometrics and other information, and especially that unique code called the IPPIS number, they are able to identify who is who, even if there is a coincidence of him. So on your pay slip, you see items like NHF deductions, unions, SGSU, ASSU, and co. You see, if at the end of the month, your tax or your union dues don't reflect, it may not really pay you because you feel those ones are going to third parties. Or you see that operating deduction. Must reflect though, because my personal money that I've asked for people to keep for you. Are we together? So when you get your pay slips, you see all those things, and it's important that you ensure that they are correctly captured. Now, before the involvement of digital payroll in Nigeria, while growing up, my grandma had the privilege of staying with my grandpa. Trace her all the way to her house. Sometimes they will come as early as 6 a.m., 7 a.m. to come collect their money. Sometimes they will come as early as 6 a.m., 7 a.m. to come collect their money. Nigeria was still very safe then. Nobody should try that now. So that the unwanted visitors will not come and knock your door and say, that bag where you carry your house yesterday. Where you keep her? Okay, so the payroll system has been digitalized so that people like me now will not have to go with other people's money. The risk associated with such then, apart from bank robbers, is not safe. Anything can happen. Don't belong to you. And at the end of the day, everything will come in for you. So the phase of the Adobo season has passed. Okay. So that's the summarizing position of the payroll system. Now it's difficult to imagine any form of organized business without the payroll. We've established that earlier, yes? So let me move. The payroll system was being moved from the manual step to the digital platform. Then we came to the 1960s, there was improvements in the way things were being done. Alright? Still on the evolution in the 1980s. Now before then, we had all our mainframe computers, all those computers that were so large that they take as much as half of the space of this phone. But as evolution continued, we got to a point where, like I said earlier, with our smartphones, our laptops, we can have access to in our payroll. Now I know from then FPIS officers, pardon me, it was mandated that the organizations should get them laptops so that they are not restricted. Perhaps sometimes the network is not so cooperative. So they are needing for them to continue the work at home. I have to understand that between the first and the fourth day of the new month, whatever adjustments or corrections that need to be made as regards any federal government employees' details on the FPIS platform needs to be corrected so that at the end of the month, that person will not have a problem with his or her salary. Now remember when I got married to change of name, the IBPIS officer in office told me, you have to do it within a particular window so that by the time they are pushing salary, my name on the IBPIS will be the same with the name at the bank. So the digitalization of payroll is not so as smooth as it not having its own challenges. But I want to say categorically this morning that the benefits, the advantages far, far outweigh whatever the disadvantages or challenges individuals or organizations might face in the course of using it. So the evolution continued. We came to the 20th century. Business owners began to, emphasize so much more on it. It helps to bring about accuracy and timeliness. When federal government pays salary, ma'am, what bank is it? I won't tell you what to do. But you see people come to say, have you received that answer? I'm asking myself, which bank are you using? Okay, that means you are not using the same bank. Okay, let me just wait. But regardless, before the end of that day, what happens? You get your money. There's no need going to the bank and not and customer. So you can imagine, in the month of June, it was established, by the current period of public services policy that there are about 702,000 federal government workers currently. You can imagine the government paying them at the same time. Let's assume what we're still doing. Why would they stop paying us? Sir, 1 year will pass. Even if the cashiers or the accountants of each MBA would have to still attend people this way, and we have to form keys for each of us to live compensate correct. If I even tell you, if your salary is 70,365 naira, 32 kobo. Now we don't use points again. How do you get all those? Just okay, madam, I'll pay 72,000 naira. Give us the change for pure water. Am I communicating? So what we've gone through, you see how many people are surrounding this man. If that man, even if he wants to use himself, no matter how pressed he is, if he just makes the mistake of standing up without paying your money, some people will not even mind escorting him to the restroom. Okay, so we've gone past this year. The time in order to have papers, the tea, the bank, and comes to thank God for the improvement. They will get to the point of computers. They have to do it while they are at work. The opportunity of if there's an issue or breakdown in network or something, and they have to delay. Sometimes over the weekend they get the work done. Do we have any IBPIS desk officer here? Any advice, or you are in charge of HR in your organization, but some of us, yes, salary section. Any of us there? Okay, thank you, sir. So you are familiar with what I'm talking about. Now, this is the state we are in now. The pay officer, they have user they provide it, and it also helps either the federal government or the state government to have a center where all the data and information as regard their employees are put together. It's simplified for planning and budgeting. I mentioned earlier that according to statistics, we were told that we currently have 702,000 federal government workers. So with whatever payroll platform is being used, it is easy for the government or the employers to plan budgets on a yearly basis, or if they want to have a long-term plan. Automated employee onboarding, yes. This has to do with at the point of entry, you fill your forms online and you just go to the office to do the biometrics or any other thing. We have complex analytics. For those in charge of HR or IPPS officer, at the end of the month, there's something you call the payroll analysis that you get to download. Now that is a proper breakdown, it's a full report. On the Excel sheet, it takes almost about 20-something columns. So it's much more than what you just see summarized on our pay slip. So it gives a full report of the all activities of all the employees of the organization at the end of the month. And you can call it up at any time, meaning you have access to it. You can imagine if we were still doing the manual, how wide and how big the spreadsheet could be. For example, if Madam is in charge, please give us the period analysis for December 2014. You'd have to go to the archives and start looking for what from your system or from wherever it has been saved online or in the cloud, you can easily have access to it. Aha! This reduction in personnel record, falsification of record of service. I heard there was a time someone had the opportunity of changing his year of the date of first appointment in the file in his office. That person has forgotten that there is a copy already automated on IPPIS, and there is also a copy in the office of the head of civil service of the Federation. So on record in his office, the person used that record to go apply for a loan at the bank. So the bank assumed he had more years in service. Lo and behold, the following year, when the list of those to retire was released, I assume his name is Abalaba. Mr. Abalaba's name was included. So they had to use his pension and part of his benefits to clear that. So with digital payroll system, it's very difficult to falsify record, except to have someone on the inside to do that for you. And if the rod of the land or such person, where did they end up? Okay, let's not go to today. Everything we can remain and do our investigations and all. So this is one of the major benefits. Falsification of records has gone to, let's say, very minimum, hopefully. Integrity of data, which enhances transparency, then unapplied and unutilized funds are usually monitored. I mentioned earlier, when offices were still keeping their personnel costs, and at the end of the year, the chief executive organization can decide that, okay, let's start with foreign trading, so that when our general people come to read the line on the 31st, they will not meet any money in our accounts. But now, so it also helps to monitor the funds, whether you have more than enough or you don't even have enough. You know, it's easy to shout at the government or when you don't have enough. Yes, but when you have more than enough, it's more difficult to declare surplus. Savings to the government or the employers. And then the American president said, it should not always be about what our governments can do for us. But please, let's get to Nigeria where you as a Nigerian citizen can think of what you can do for your government. When IPPIS first started, some people were underpaid. They made more of the noises. But the people that were overpaid, a lot of them did not think that they were overpaid. But because the payroll system has been digitalized, IPPI has got to discover, yes. So the following month or month after, when they were not overpaid, they were not saying, they didn't pay me up to my salary. So they reminded those people, when you were collecting the money that was not meant for you, did you say anything? So we get to balance it. Elimination of payroll, such as multiple payment of the emolument to a single employee, or payment to non-existent employees, commonly referred to as post workers. Statistics also show that has reduced the need in Nigeria. So before you can capture anyone that is an employee, that means you have to manufacture appointment letter for that person. You have to manufacture a lot of documents that are not renewing for that person. So to an extent, I believe that the issue of ghost workers has reduced. So this is just a pictorial of the benefits. Now, I mentioned earlier that there is no system, no matter how digitalized it is, that doesn't come with its own challenges. It's just that the benefits or the advantages far outweigh the challenge. Data security, loss or theft. In a bit to cover up, someone that can be very critical and just probably remove the hard disk or something or connive with others. So we still have the issue of data security. Risk of cyber security and fraud. There are people called hackers. Some are even professional, some are trained hackers. So God forbid if any hacker get access to the IPPIS platform or something, we all know what might happen. Information access, quality and control. Delay, complaint and over-centralization. Recently, the Nigerian police, the Nigerian army, most of the military and paramilitary personnel were asked to migrate to IPPIS. It took them a whole lot of time. But when President Muhammadu Buhari came on board, he ensured, probably because the man himself is a general, he ensured that they all did that. And so there is an issue of delayed response to complaint. Because they feel or they might think, okay, there's some allowances that we should have people that might be at the pot. This challenge is not much as the benefits they start today. Over-centralization. Then I mentioned the human factor. There will always be the human factor, especially in our Nigerian setting. But I believe we don't have such people here. We are counting with integrity, yes? Okay, so we don't have people that will help us to connive, update, upload, capture a non-existent government worker or whatever it is. That person is a cleaner in your house. Pay for domestic staff is already part of your salary. So don't go to a place and say, okay, they should pick up that person as probably part or something. And the person is getting what he or she is not supposed to. So one of the challenges I mentioned is human factor. I need to run. So the challenges continue, the costs. I'd like to mention that by providence, the federal government got a support of the World Bank to the tune of $4.9 million when the IPPIS project was to kickstart. So there's always the issue of costs. But like I said, the cost. Consider in choosing the payroll system. One, integration. The system should be able to handle a whole lot of things like do HR, calculate the cost and all. So there should be an integration. It should be an all-in-one, so to say, software, so that you don't end up still doing manually what you're supposed to do digitally. You must consider the costs. It should not be too much, for what the organization will be able to afford. Convenience, having access to that software anytime, see, wherever you are. That's the essence of cloud account here. The next thing is web-based application. Web-based means you don't have to necessarily log in on your personal computer or desktop devices. Once probably the software developer has a website, you still get that for digital accounting. Has a website, you can just log on to their website and with the correct details, you still have access to your work. So another thing to look at is web-based application. User-friendly. whatever software you are going to make use of the organization must be user-friendly, so that even without so much training, whoever is making use of that software can easily navigate and get their work done. High level of security. It should be such that hackers will not, easily have access to. Robust payroll processing and tax calculations. As much as the employees do not want to be cheated, the software must be in such a way that every other organization receiving those deductions are also properly taken care of. Free of cost trial. Now, when we install, let's say, antiviruses and all, there's some software that allow you to do free trial. Some give as much as 30 days. Am I correct? Yeah. So whatever payroll software you need to also choose as an organization, you must also consider this. So that in the course of making use of the free trial and all, you know whether you want the organization to opt for it or not. The payroll reporting capabilities, I mentioned the other issue of payroll analysis, so that software too must also capture reporting capabilities. Okay, so that's the first part of the paper. The second part of the paper has to do with accounting packages and development. Like I said earlier, we are in a new normal that as accountants, we must go digital. Regardless of the software you are using, your debit and credit are still the same. But the accounting packages and software ensure that your work is done in a much easier format. So we still use of computers, software, in getting all our accounting works done. I continue with the package. I believe we'll get the slides, so permit me to move faster. Alright, so I'm rounding up. Okay, so these are some of the accounting packages that we can make use of. Peachtree, most available in Nigeria. QuickBooks, that easy for window, MS Money, SpecPay, Legal Transfer, Inventory Management, Mayock, Sage Accounting, Augmenting Software, Sun System, Tally Accounting, Easy Accounting. So these are some of the advantages. It's effectiveness, it's comprehensive, it's reliable, it's flexible. Portable, storage capacity, timing, like I keep mentioning, you can have access to it anywhere, anytime. Okay, so these are some basic steps in using your Peachtree accounting. We'll get that in the slides. Now, in conclusion, the narrative of the whole thing is that it's no longer business as usual. Things have moved, so we also need to move with the slides. This man Cogby says, ignoring technological change in the financial system based upon technology is like a mouse starving to death because someone moved their cheese. So the trends what are we supposed to do with the trend? We also move. We go digital. We are no longer analog accountants. Those who don't adapt become victims of destruction, trapped in the downward spiral of recycling their problems. Things have changed, we need to change. So the essence of this Mcpd is to ensure that we become up to date with current global happenings. Alright, so this is one of the platforms, ACCSA Global, opportunities to learn. The opportunity you get that is you have hands-on skills and all. It's a hub that brings together all accountants. You have the opportunity to learn and relearn. If you need more information, there's a link outside. And more importantly, in the month of August, the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria has put together an IT empowerment training program. I'm sure we'll have the flyers later. It's important we'll come with a laptop. Then we'll be having practicals. It's taking place in Lagos, so all our people in the southwest, and even from anywhere, nothing is too much to pay to gain knowledge. Am I correct? So on-site is 50,000, online is 20,000. There is practicals, and interestingly, it's not only for accountants, non-accountants can attend as well. It's an information technology appreciation course. So these are my references. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your rapt attention. Please be doing the work. So I'm going for questions.
Please, a round of applause for Mrs. Abosek.
on that very insightful delivery. That was really fascinating and thought-provoking. At this point in time, I wish to invite to the podium the chairman of the study committee, Chief Peter Ayahu, FCNA, to deliver the analysis for this paper we just listened to. A one round of applause for Chief Ayahu.
Thank you very much. Let us clap for her again. Give us a big. I said today we are on technological impact on accounting practices. That is today in Ibadan for these 2 days. If you look at the book on accounting practices, and we are done auditing the computer, around the computer. Now we're looking at my payroll system. I was very excited when she came down the payroll system. When I mean coming down, discussed about tax, deductions, dues, all these and all that. But again, you have to bear in mind that we are going on computer, basically computer-based accounting services now. So what I would advise, you have your hand, go home, study it. More especially the benefit of the single payroll. It's very important in the accounting profession to know the benefit of the single payroll. If you have one to a point where giving that to avoid fraud in payroll system. Like you said, there are sales, there's history. There are also factors to consider when using payroll software. It's very important. We have to bear that in mind. Factors we have to choose on this payroll software. You don't just go and get any software that will cost more confusion to your practice or to your office. And lastly, we had about data securities, laws, then cyber securities, and fraud, information security, and control. And at the end of the day, she was saying about sales, history. Now, we're going to talk about history and stability. And I would like her to start asking questions. She has to do more on the sales history. Please. So that our participants and our members will understand that. Next. We have to start the program for our opening ceremony. After that, we have to give our 5 minutes to answer one of the questions. Where is still 50? Let's clap for her. Thank you very much.
We announce the arrival of the Executive Governor of Oyo State, who is here represented by the Accountant General of Oyo State in person of Dr. Gafar Bello. Please, a warm round of applause for the Accountant General of Oyo State, who is here representing the Executive Governor of Oyo State, His Excellency Governor Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde, FNSE. You're most welcome, sir. We start with the national anthem.
second stanza of the national anthem as the national prayer as we read together. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide thou our leaders right, help thy children true to know, in love and honesty to grow, and live in just and true, great lofty height attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. And we all say, Amen. Well, let's all be seated. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, sirs, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to the fourth session of ANAM 2022 Mcpd program, holding here in Ibadan, Oyo State, the best center states in Nigeria and in Africa. Well, the ANAM ship has set sail once again on another voyage of discovery, and this time it is being hosted by the City of History, Culture and Traditions. This city hosting the premier university in Nigeria, the University of Ibadan, domicile of Africa's pioneer agricultural and economic hub, the Cocoa House, home to the first television station in West Africa, the Western Nigerian Television, and the largest city in West Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to Oyo State, the pace-setter state, the pioneer state, the state that set the pace in all manners of dynamism and innovation. And on this note, distinguished professional colleagues, I wish to establish the protocols for this very important occasion by recognizing the presence of very eminent personalities here present, the leadership of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, which is led by the President and Chairman of Council, Reverend Canon Professor Benjamin Chuka Osisioma, FCMA. First Vice President of Ireland, Dr. James Ekerali Uminamu, FCMA. The second Vice President of Ireland, Ajia Zuwaira Salatu Kishimi, FCMA. Immediate Vice President of Ireland, Professor Muhammad Akaru Ainoma, MNI, FCMA. The Chief Executive Officer of Ireland, Dr. Kayode Shalamashua, FCMA. Anam Treasurer Dr. Ibrahim Awe Adoluga, FCMA. Membership Secretary Alhaji Ibrahim Uzaini Idado, FCMA. Council Member Mr. Ibrahim Makut, FCMA. Council Member Dr. Sunday Odelabi, FCMA. Council Member Chairman of the Security Committee, Chief Peter Ayawu, FCMA. Council Member Dr. Sunday Odelabi, FCMA. Council Member Dr. Sunday Olawi, FCMA. Council Member, we have here with us the Acting Director General of Nigerian College of Accountancy, Mr. Jonathan Mwadoso, FCMA. We have also here present with us the Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Education and Training, Alhaji Rahman Bello, FCMA, from Acting Secretariat, Abuja. Deputy Chief Executive Officer, Corporate Affairs and External Services, Dr. Musa Ahmed Mohammed, FCMA, also from Acting Secretariat in Abuja. We have with us the Chairman of Oyo State Branch, Professor Awobode Oyinlaki Lani, FCMA. Please recognize this very important personalities. We have also here with us His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Governor Olusegun Abiodun FMSA, who is here represented by the Accountant General of Oyo State, Dr. Gafar Bello. You're most welcome. we really recognize your presence and we are really saying that we are esteemed and honored by your presence. At this point in time, with the establishment of the protocols, the ship of discovery is about to set sail, and we will be beginning with the opening ceremony by inviting the chairman Mcpd committee and council member, Chief Peter Chinatuaya of FCNA, CRFA, to deliver the modalities of the Mcpd program for this occasion. You're welcome, sir. Chief Peter, I have a 1 round of applause for you.
Thank you very much. We are all welcome to President State. We are welcome to Oyo State. We are in Ibadan. Please can we clap for Oyo State? The President and Chairman of the Council, Emeritus Professor, Reverend Dr. Joseph my school, my council members, I want to welcome you to Ibadan. This is last night. You are welcome, sir. Well, we received and received the director of UCH. We now president of the radio station. You all received us. We had a program by the chairman of the council yesterday, and also the session took place yesterday. Today, we just started. Somebody stay here. Then we have an opening address by our special guest of honor, His Excellency Governor Mcpd, represented by the Secretary of the State. And after that, we have a vote of thanks by our Chief Executive Officer. Then we will now have our station open. After that, we have number 1, accountants of future understanding accounting data and analysis. We have number 2, digital bureau and other accounting packages and development. We have number 3, auditing and computer. Then after that, a certificate group and launch, and that end for today. Tomorrow, being Wednesday, 20th of July, we have a prayer, announcements, and chairman of the session. Then we go to the part 4. Government practice in the Nigerian financial system, then last, and going forward and investigation.
It is high time we come out of the womb and flow with the current dictates of challenges occasioned by the prevalence of COVID-19 pandemic. Things have changed from what we used to do and know to new things that we have to cope with in the present prevailing situation. We are now in the new normal. We now have to contend with possibility of many people losing their job, as anyone who is not technological savvy may not be relevant again. Let me tell you that technology has now made it possible for even non-accountant to prepare receipts and payment, trial balance, statement of financial position, statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of cash flow, and many more, as long as all the necessary figures are available. As accountant, we need to upskill our skills from just mere bookkeeping and paperwork to cloud computing, digital accounting, digital auditing, forensic accounting, forensic auditing, blockchain technology, artificial intelligence in accounting practice, financial technology, etc. Suffice to say that the best way to be correct is to stay correct. I have no doubt that during the 4th session of this Mcpd, we are going to learn a lot that will reposition us for better performance. Our orientation is going to change for better, and our horizon will be broadened from what we used to know. I want us to know that ANAN is not only for public sector, as some people were made to believe. We are equally up to the task in the private sector accounting, which is what I always advocate. ANAN is not supposed to be a second-rated professional accounting organization, but we need to prove this to the whole world. I want to inform our president, sir, that in Oyo State, we are setting the pace and placing the trade by setting high standard for our members to perform excellently whenever they find themselves in top echelon in their various organizations. We try to inculcate discipline and train our members on topical issues at our monthly meeting, which has ended a lot. And some of our members have also joined the Chartered Institute of Forensics and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria, backed by ANA. And we want to appreciate the contribution of our past leaders, like Chief J.K. Odumere and late Chief S.K. Aloba, who was our old man from Oyo State, another past president of ANA, which without them, there would not have been anything for us to build upon. Let me seize this opportunity to say that ANA Oyo State branch has come a long way because we are now in the front line. Even during the pandemic, we were able to partner with the Oyo State government by supporting them by providing COVID-19 when the pandemic was at that point. And also, the Oyo State government are not leaving us behind, as we are always invited for one thing or the other. As you all know, without money, there's little or nothing one can do. We have challenges of paucity of funds, as many of our members are highly indebted to our grant. We observe that our members are docile and nonchalant to their financial responsibility. Once they get their certificate, they don't want to do anything again. As a result of this, we started a validation exercise where we ask our members to fill the validation form online, as well as submitting hard copies, which we are going to publish on our ongoing website. I want to inform the whole house that this has yielded a positive result, because we told them that anyone that failed to do this and be up and doing financially will be reported to the national for possible sanctions. We now have a data bank for about 350 members, while others are still submitting their own. We see this opportunity to appeal to every member of ANA Oyo State to ensure that they are up to date in their financial responsibility, and also to be part of the ongoing validation exercise. We want to really appreciate His Excellency Engineer Oluseyi Mcpd, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, for placing high premium on professionalism, of which ANA was not left out. Some of our members were appointed and served as permanent secretaries in various ministries and MPA. ANA Oyo State is always being invited to various programs by the government. We were invited to the orientation program of the newly employed officers in Oyo State Civil Service to deliver a good message, which was attended by my uncle said. I was also invited to participate in two committees, namely Ease of Doing Business and Resource Mobilization Committee, as process for the 2040 Development Agenda of Oyo State. We are promising His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Oyo State, that ANA in Oyo State is ready to give useful professional advice pro bono that will make the transformation agenda of our esteemed governor a reality. We are also assuring him of good service delivery of all our members serving in various MPA. We are seizing this opportunity to make a passionate appeal to His Excellency to kindly assist our association in getting a building approved to be used as secretariat, so we can match up with other state branches. Our appreciation also goes to Mrs. Odubani Uwadios, the Secretary to the State Government, for being friendly and always want to accede to our request, and also our own head of service, in person of Elijah Olorade Amidat Agbola, for our unalloyed cooperation with all the members of ANA serving in various MPA. We sincerely thank all members who are serving as permanent secretaries in various MPA, including our council member, Dr. S.L. Delabi. Before I end this address, let me reiterate what our past what our president said during the third session of mandatory continued professional development program held in Abuja last year from 26 to 29 July, where he noted that challenges occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic and the deplorable impact on economic development necessitate accounting to be future ready by being proactive in maximization of utility in cyber security, cloud-based technology, data analytics, and other relevant digital tools. I must say that if you want to be relevant, you need to upskill your skill. And the best way to be correct is to be correct. We should try to improve our knowledge and skill by making use of different platforms that ANAM has put in place, like the Mcpd we are having now. I want to sincerely thank our highly esteemed President and Chairman of Council, Reverend Canon Professor Benjamin Chuka Osisioma, for the good way you are serving the ship of a great association, and to the Council member for their unalloyed cooperation to the President to make things work as expected. I would like to thank the Chairman of the Mcpd Committee, the person of Chief Peter Chinacho, and the members of the committee, as well as the Chairman of the Membership Committee, Malam Ibrahim Hussain Ibadan, and his committee members, for all their efforts in making this Mcpd a huge success. I also want to thank all the branch chairmen and experts of the southwest region of ANAM, ably led by Eda J. Sola Alonge. Special mention was made of executive members of ANAM in Oyo State, the LOC committee chairman, and all the subcommittee members for their cooperation and burning candles all night to make sure that we have a successful session of Mcpd in Ibadan. Mention must also be made of all the effort made by all the heads of security agencies in Oyo State for fully cooperating with us by providing all necessary logistics to promote law and order and security of lives and property. There's a common saying that Ajisudi Oyo Laari, Oyo Kishedi Ibadan. We set the pace in Oyo State while others follow. I pray that the Almighty God that brought you all here safely will take you back safely. I wish you all a successful deliberation in this fourth session of 2022 Mcpd, the city of Ibadan. Thanks for listening and God bless you. Ekabo, Sanode Sua, honor, long life Anna, long live Oyo State, and long live Nigeria.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause once again for the chairman of your state branch, Professor Awopode Oyelaki FCNA, who has given us a very insightful and insightful analysis of where we are in Ibadan, or your state, the patient state. And at this point in time, we'll be forging ahead by listening to the President and Chairman of Council to deliver the welcome address for this occasion. So at this point in time, it is my esteemed honor and pleasure to invite the President and Chairman of Council of ANAM, esteemed professional in accounting, Reverend Canon Professor Benjamin Chuka Osisioma, FCNA, to deliver the welcome address for this occasion. Please, a warm round of applause for the President and Chairman of Council, please. Hello? Let's stay here, though. Hello? That sounds more like it. It is indeed a privilege and an honor to be here. Your Excellency, Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Oluseyi Abiodun, represented by the Attorney General of the state. Attorney General of the state, Dr. Mcpd, members of Council of ANAM,
the exco, the council, the past and present, DGs, council members, presidents, and all the rest of them, fellows of the association, chairmen of branches, and members who are coming for the first time and who hope to be inducted at this outing. Ladies and gentlemen, please may I crave your indulgence to allow me to speak from this point, and please sit in. Am I allowed? God bless you. Let me sit. It is indeed with great sense of honor, privilege, great delight that I welcome you to the occasion of the first session of the annual mandatory continuing professional development program holding in Ibadan, your state, the pace setter state. Since we came in here on Sunday, the chairman had never lost any opportunity to impress it upon us that Oyo is the pace setter state. You set the pace, others follow. That's what he told us. Okay, we are watching. But what I can say for sure is that the kind of reception we were given when we arrived here, no other branch has given us that kind of. So, I hope that's one thing that other branches will need to come up quickly. It's been a very pleasant ride. We have been given a royal welcome. And like I told, I think it was at the UCH, that I was actually made to feel very presidential. And I'm delighted to be here. We want to also especially acknowledge the Executive Governor of Oyo State for his support and magnanimity in hosting, supporting, encouraging, and sustaining. And it has been a place that people come to get support and support. We are glad to be part of this history. When we went to the broadcasting house, I remember that Ibadan was the seat of the first television station in the whole of Africa. So you can see your rich past, a great historical past. But more intriguing is that you're not just a historical relic. You are still very current, very modern, very up to date, and maintaining your place in the public age. It is indeed an excitement for us to be hosted in this city. You know, there are a few things attached to Ibadan and Oyo. Ibadan is the largest city in West Africa. Adan is not the largest professional body in Nigeria, but we're the most credible. So we share something with Ibadan. Ibadan is the center for innovative and trailblazing issues in national governance, and that is true. And Ibadan represents a premium brand, not just in university education, in tertiary medical practice, and in broadcasting, and that is too a premium brand in professionalism. And then finally, there is something national and very plural about Ibadan. The same thing with Anna. We are very nationalistic and we are plural. We spread out all over the nation. We are glad to be here for our mandatory continuing professional development. And if you recall, this year we started with Abuja. Our first theme was contemporary developments in public sector accounting and financial management. And we brought experts that dissected the theme and laid bare, plumbed the depths of this theme and brought it to life. Next, at Bayelsa, our theme was dynamics of corporate reporting and governance. Then we came to George, and our topic was contemporary auditing, governance, forensics, and ethical conduct. And today, we are blazing trail with another thing, technology impact on accounting practice. We trust that as you sit through this Mcpd, learn something. Don't go the way you came. Don't just be garbage in, garbage out, empty cup, empty go. No, get something. Determined to add value to your life, to your practice, and to your position wherever you work. Learn how to use a computer to do something new. You see, the computer is like a vast field. You enter into it and you chart the course you want. If you want to remain on the periphery, it will be so for you. Some of us used to answer a nickname BBC, born before computer. Some will also die after the computer. The important thing is to get something from the computer and improve your life. So we are really hoping and praying that the fourth session of this 2022 MCPD program will be highly impactful for you and for your practice. We live in an era when the fourth industrial revolution is staring us in the face. Our world is changing at breakneck speed. Somebody said that the pace is frightening, yet we don't know where we are going to. We are hurrying, yet we don't know where we are hurrying to get to. You better get on board before you are dropped and you don't know where you are dropped. That's what this era is telling us. And prayer is that we will seize the opportunity of grasping the best we can. When I walked in this morning, I saw a young lady talking. I said, who is this young lady? Then I heard her name, I said, and she had her class under control, striding along this place and communicating, I'm sure, effectively. If we did, I would and I assure you, if you, funny enough, please don't laugh when I say this, it is my very first time of eating and my very first, I'm very suspicious of any food I've never eaten before. But yesterday I looked at it after you people kept praising Kamala. And you know what? I will eat it again. I join you all to be attentive to all the presentations, and please participate actively and get acquainted with new developments in the profession. Make new friends, buy new gifts, and have a very wonderful outing. Thank you, and God bless.
Hello. A very warm round of applause for the President and Chairman of Council of Ireland, Robert Cameron, the Vice Benjamin Chuka, was his chairman, FCNA. And what he has done is to make us understand that you don't have to be great to start. You only have to start to be great, according to Zig Ziglar. Distinguished professional colleagues, at this point in time, we are celebrating the best in the state, or your state, which started from very humble beginnings to becoming a gargantuan, magnificent, and legendary institution in Nigeria and Africa. It is on this note I wish to invite the Executive Governor of Oyo State, His Excellency Governor Abiodun Oluseyi Makinde, to deliver the opening address for this occasion, and of which he is being ably represented by the Attorney General of the state, in person of Dr. Kapar Bello. He will make the session open immediately after his opening address. A warm round of applause for the Executive Governor of Oyo State with a standing ovation. Please keep the applause coming through. Please.
Please, let's hold our seats.
I'm representing my organ. I'm not yet the executive governor. It will come tomorrow. Yes, because we should not abandon politics for those we are currently criticizing. But let me go straight to the welcome address. I'm the Attorney General for your state as introduced. I'm representing the executive governor of the state, Engineer Oluwaseyi Mcpd, FNSC. The national president of Ghana, members of the National Executive Council of Ghana, the first vice president, the second vice president, the registrar, the former president of Ghana, the state chairman of Ghana, and the state executive council of the association, esteemed members of this great association and members of the press. I am delighted to welcome you all to the fourth session of the 2022 mandatory continuing professional development program with the theme Technology, Impact, Accounting Practices. The accounting profession is a dynamic profession that impacts on the society and is impacted by development within and outside the spheres of the profession. As professional accountants, the need for continuous training and the training of the accounting personnel cannot be overemphasized, as the environment within which we operate continually change due to the impact of technology, human and environmental challenges. As modern day accountants, we can't operate effectively and with efficiency without embracing technology with its attendant advantages. While I am aware that technological growth and development has its attendant challenges, however, the advantages of technology far outweigh the inherent disadvantages. In effect, we should embrace technology as professional accountants and as partners in the discharge of our functions within our office settings and in the society. I wish to seize this opportunity to congratulate the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria for the contribution of the association to the development of the accounting profession in the country. A few days ago, your association, this great association, laid the foundation of the 8th Accounting Resource Center at the Mcpd University. And the national president was there. So I congratulate you. Because as a resource center or research center, it's going to actually see to the development of the accountancy profession in Nigeria. And that's your 8th center. So please keep it up. Along with the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN has seen to the growth of members and the delivery of accounting practices in the country. I thank you for extending this invitation to me as the Executive Governor of your state, and be rest assured that my administration shall continue to support members of the association in and outside the public service in the state. I wish you all pleasant deliberations, and will advise that we all be good ambassadors of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria. I thank you all for your attention. God bless your state. God bless the federal government. At this juncture, standing in the capacity of the Executive Governor of your state, I wish to declare this Mcpd open.
Distinguished professional colleagues, let's rise to our feet as we celebrate the executive governor of our state, who has graciously attended this event and has declared this very important occasion open. He has proven once again that technology is best when it brings people together. Thank you, sir. With the occasion formally declared open, the stage is set and the ball has been set rolling. I wish to on this note to invite the Chief Executive Officer of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, the CEO, Dr. Kayode Olusola FCNA, to deliver the board of thanks on the occasion.
The Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Mcpd, will be represented here this morning by the Attorney General of Oyo State, Dr. Gafar Bello, the President and Chairman of the Council of ANAN, Reverend Canon Professor Emeritus Benjamin Chuka Osisioma, all council members here present. I wish to stay on the existing protocol. On behalf of the entire membership of ANAN this morning, we would like to appreciate the good people of Oyo State, ably led by the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Engineer Mcpd, for hosting us on this event of our first session of the mandatory continuing professional development program of ANAN here in Ibadan, Oyo State. I want to thank the governor, just like our president said when he was speaking, maybe some of you might not have gotten that exact message. He said, despite the political turmoils, rumblings in the state, because yesterday, the state got a new deputy governor. And that was actually part of why we're not even able to get the governor here and SSG. Today, they're also having their executive council meeting right now. And so for the governor to have released the Accountant General to come, we are very grateful. At least our high table is not devoid of the presence of the state government. Like the president said yesterday when we visited the SSG, he said we have to come and see the governor, because if we don't come and pay homage here and we're holding our program here, the governor and the government can say use security to chase them out of the place. But thank God, instead of chasing us out of the place, they are giving us a very warm welcome. Yesterday we were also at the UCH, and without our asking, the management of UCH also gave us medical presence here. So there's they call it a medical hub, free of charge. With an ambulance that we will not use, but at least they put it there for us. So I want to thank the good people of Oyo State for the good hosting that they have given us. To the Council of ANAN, we say thank you for always being in our sessions of Mcpd, traveling from far and wide, inconveniencing yourselves, and adding color to our programs. We'd like also to appreciate the Mcpd committee, ably led by Chief Peter Ayan, and the membership committee, ably led by Membership Secretary Alhaji Idado, for also the good work they have done. Because the committee has not done its work well enough, we will not all be seated here and be ready to have our Mcpd programs running and to have our induction tomorrow. We'd like to thank the two committees exceedingly well. For my fellow colleagues, the fellows of ANA and members of ANA that are here seated, we thank you very much for gracing this occasion. If you are not here, this occasion will not hold. We thank you for your cooperation with us and with the various committees. Despite whatever little challenges we may have here and there, you've been able to cooperate with us, and that is why we are well seated and listening to ourselves right now, this morning. And finally, to the Most High God, who has made this occasion a success, I will make it a success throughout tomorrow. We say thank you. We say, as you go back to your various stations tomorrow, at the end of this program, we pray that God will take you back safely. And we will keep meeting in joy and happiness at all times. And of course, come September, during the national conference, all of us will be there and will be rejoicing with ourselves. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Please, one round of applause once again for the Chief Executive Officer of Dr. Carol Olusola Fashua, FCFA. And of course, there you have it. We have, at this point in time, come to the end of the opening ceremony. Please permit me for a minute to confirm.
Your Excellency, permit me to do something we always love doing. As small as it is, we use every opportunity we have like this to present a token to our guests so that you remember us by that. We love you, we love this administration, we love this state, we love this city, and we are giving you this as a token of our love. One is for you. Thank you very much.
Please, an amazing round of applause once again for the President of the Council of Ireland and the representative of the Executive Governor of Oyo State, the General of the State, the President of Dr. Mcpd. At this point in time, as we come officially to the end of the opening ceremony, I wish to invite the members of the high table to please step forward to take the group photograph in commemoration of this very important and epoch-making occasion. The group photograph is ongoing now. The President is stepping forward for a good photograph as we mark this moment in history of an historic occasion, an epoch-making event. This is the moment that we get to seal this in photographic terms. As we arrange the dignitaries, the eminent personalities present, we celebrate you for attending this very important occasion. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, and there we have it. This is where we draw the curtains on the opening ceremony. And now we will be going straight into the business session. Please note, the Mcpd program has not been concluded for today. We are going straight into the business session, which will be handled by a very erudite professor and intellectual who will be delivering a very important paper. But before then, we are celebrating our eminent guests, dignitaries and personalities who have come to grace this occasion. Thank you so much, young and gentlemen. Thank you, thank you. The President, we thank you for gracing this occasion. That is the doyen of accountancy, the Reverend Canon Professor Benjamin Trukao Sisiona, the very stellar personality in the accounting profession. We celebrate you and we thank you.
Hello, please can we sit down and let's continue? Can we go back to our seats so we can continue from where we start? Please settle down so that we can continue our plenary. I want to welcome our immediate past Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Durudi. You are welcome, sir. We are now on question and answer. For the second first person, she will just come briefly for 5 minutes without entering the third session, the third topic. Please, MC, kindly invite us today for question and answer on payroll, please.
Thank you. The Chairman of the Cabinet, Chairman FCN. At this point in time, we are entering into an interactive phase of this occasion where you will get feedback on the paper presented. And at this point in time, we are listening to a paper that was presented by Mrs. Abosade on digital payroll and other accounting packages and development. So at this point in time, we are welcoming questions, observations, suggestions, and recommendations from this paper. So if you have any, kindly step forward as we speak and respond to them, please. We welcome questions from the audience, and in the absence of any, distinguished professional athletes, we recognize the presence of the immediate past chief executive officer of Ibadan, Dr. Nuruddin Abdullahi, MNI FCNA. Please a warm round of applause for him. At this point in time, I wish to invite the next paper presenter, they will be delivering the paper on accountants of the future, understanding accounting data and analytics. They will be representing the paper presenter, Dr. C.D. Onoja. It is my honor to invite Professor Godwin Emmanuel Lewobu to deliver a paper on accountants of the future, understanding accounting data and analytics. I will give to you a profile of this intellectual for you to have a feel of what you should be expecting, to know that you are going to be listening to a very stellar personality. Professor Onoja is an experienced, multi-talented and multidisciplinary scholar practitioner of good repute with over 20 years experience. He is currently a professor of management and accounting in the Department of Management and Accounting of Leicester University, Ibadan, Nigeria. He is a visiting and academic professor to many universities, both in Nigeria and overseas. Professor Onoja is a South African lecturer who has presented many technical and seminar papers in various conferences, trainings, and seminars. And is an external examiner to some professional bodies, both in Nigeria and abroad. Professor Onoja has attended several local and international conferences in the last 20 years. He has over 40 professional articles. He is the founder of OGE Group and the principal partner of Godwin Emmanuel & Co., a firm of chartered accountants, tax practitioners, and forensic auditors. He is an erudite contemporary professor, a consummate educationist, and a human capital development expert who has taught in all levels of education. It is on this note that we crave your indulgence to allow silence and tranquility in the hall as we invite to the podium Professor Godwin Emmanuel Oyedoku to deliver a paper on accountants of the future, understanding accounting data and analytics. Please, an amazing one round of applause for Professor Godwin Emmanuel Oyedoku as he delivers this very important paper.
Okay, we shall be waiting for those that are coming in and for those that are different conferences back there. And we also want to wait for the slide. Your Excellency, the distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and members of our association, and respectively, I recognize the presence of our president, professors of professors, Professor Sioma, also member of council of our distinguished association, registrar chief executive, and sincerely the immediate past president of the association, Professor Mainuma Karen Mohammed. He's one of those people that gave some of us a platform to do what we are doing. And it will be out of protocol for some of us to also talk where he's seated without an express permission, which he has rightly given. Professor Mainuma is father to many of us, and I will please let me give you a round of applause for mentoring some of us here. Thank you so much for giving us platform. Ladies and gentlemen and colleagues, while we are waiting for the projector to come up, which may take a while, but we'll do a certain thing to make this interactive enough, and I'll also do some short thing to ensure that those of us that are having meetings inside this hall, we no longer have meeting. So I'll step down and random, I'll give you my phone call. So when we talk to your colleague, supposed to talk, I'll give you my phone, say what you're saying, come there very well. This is not a conference paper, no, a training paper. The Mcpd is the training that must be interactive. So if I can get half of this to me, I'll be fine for it. And just tell you that this is not the time for us to talk or to distract one another. And I call any one of us to give me definition of something. So it is in your best interest to calm down and calming down to listen to what we want to say, because our family name is at stake now. If I ask you something and you are able to answer me, let's sit between those people that know me, know what I'm about. I'll talk about talk. So it's better you let us do it together and then we put it together. Okay, we want to talk about accounting or accountant for future and what the data and the future will look for us as accountants. So many of us, when we get out of our office, we may not wish to call ourselves accountant because of the fear of what the society will and us. It's on that note, the association put this together so that all of us can be at the same page so that we can flow together. Okay, so the topic today, we'll be looking at so many things. We'll be looking at so many things within the period of time that I have. Okay, thank you, because I know I'm getting attention of at least more than half of the class now. Okay, so we are getting there. Now the issue is that about value rates of accounting information. What are we really talking about? When we talk about value rate information, what are we really talking about? I will continue to ask until I get perfect silence in this house, and I will achieve it. When we talk about value relevance of accounting information, professional account, okay. When we talk about data, and when we talk about data relating to accounting, what exactly are we talking about? Now, for those guys in computing environment, they will say data are raw facts that needed to be processed, and the outcome of data processing effort will surely give us what we call information. Yes or yes? I'm helping you because I don't want anybody to say no. Next time I will not help you. We have to help yourself. Okay, can we continue now? Do we have commitment?
Please 1 minute, sir. Please. Some people at the back are complaining about projector. We didn't know this hall. We are taking note on that. Just keep quiet. We have been doing this before now. You don't just come here to make noise. You are paid for this plenary. You have to go home with something. Please, and I want to make this announcement now, please. Please, we are about to start sharing our meal tickets. The system has changed. We are taking buffet now. Sit down to get your meal ticket. Don't just talk to anybody. Sit wherever you are now and get your meal ticket. You don't want to be rowdy. We'll be sharing it. Just simple sharing. Please let us listen to the professor. He has a lot to offer. We have a lot to gain. Please, I beg you. Thank you very much. Please, sir.
Okay, thank you. Please, while the meal ticket will be served, don't forget to listen, because that time is when I will call you to talk. So please just make sure you don't distract my class with the meal ticket. We can always eat, right? Do I have your commitment to continue? Okay, so I said the other time that so those in computing environment, when I say computing environment, what am I talking about? Those in computer science and the likes, right? When they want to tell you about data,
they will say data are raw facts that needed to be processed. And then when you process data, you get the outcome called information. Now, information must have value, and the value must be relevant. Hence, the coinage value relevant of that information. Then the data I'm talking about is not just raw facts, but the raw aspect of our accounting shenanigans. Okay? So those little things we do in accounting balance that we don't take care of, or we think we just need to use, only getting bigger than what we imagine. And again, one of the trouble we have is that as we grow in technology in Nigeria, all over the world, most of these things are becoming very difficult to comprehend, because when you go to sleep tonight, before you wake up tomorrow morning, new things is already waiting for you. You that you were struggling with the technology of 2 days ago, you were struggling with technology of yesterday, another one is waiting for you tomorrow. So you have to just move the way the lights of data must move. Of course, you know what it is when I put everything on the slide, but let's roll it. If you think about that function that some of us did when we started our accounting practices, and I still want to believe we may have some of us here that still uses those things. Now, I want to ask a question. If you work in local government, just do like this, local government accounting offices. Don't worry, I will not beat you. Okay, thank you so much. I don't know the strength of this microphone, but if I cannot get it to you, you come to me. Okay, so you can stand up now. Now listen out. Come closer, small. Appreciate. Is that double? Okay. There's this sheet of paper, very long. It has row and column. What do we call it? Bureau. Not bureau. You know, when I was asking her, some people were running away, but they are coming up. Okay, so tell me what you want to say now. Analysis book. This analysis book has various 16 and the like. So can you give me 2 names of those analysis books? This one. So those of you that are on the computer, you listen to them.
Hello. I know it as a spreadsheet.
Now, analysis book is not just analysis book. We have some with number of column and various number of row. Is there anyone here that want to tell me the numbers? We have like 2 or 3 then. 16. 1. Do we have another one apart from that? See, don't worry. I'm a very troublesome professor. I can go to all my classes. Okay?
I don't know.
They have told us we have 16 and we have 32. Some of you did not have opportunity of using those ones. So if you are in that category of accountant that did not meet those analysis book, wave your hand. The seat they are sitting on is the only seat they are interested in. They don't even want any promotion again. Because when they go for interview, exam, they know they cannot do any other thing. But all of us here, we want progression. Hence, we must go and move on with the current trend. So, beyond numbers, accounting data speak volume. Now, the volume of it, the velocity of it, and the trend and the rate is great. And I'm following you to say, computer cannot take my place. Now, you can always say that for sure if you follow the trend. Those that will not trend, computers will surely take their place. It's not a cause. How many of you have seen gun before? Gun, don't tell me lie, you have seen it. You have watched film now. Gun can actually kill, but gun cannot kill by itself. Even if it is automatic gun, somebody must pull the, okay, in a cancer line. Oyedoku Godu Emmanuel, the son of my mother, Akaro, will never be jobless. You know why? If computer will do everything about accounting, I will be the one to also own that computer, so I am needed. But how will you achieve that if you don't even know where to press? Do you know that some cars don't use key again? If you are the one that are too wired with key, do you know you will spend 30 minutes looking for where you put key? That's exactly what this training is talking about. That we have a lot of things that happen in accounting line, and the trend goes beyond numbers. It has to do with strategic reporting. You must support management. Now, everything you must have value for it, and management must have that. Okay? There's something we call data analytics. Let's leave to range. How do you manipulate data in a manner that it will support the organization that you are working for? How do you launch trigger apart from you using that particular calculator big one and you will have it, you want to cast? How many of you know that when we were casting those days, you must cast 3 times before you can take your final answer? Do you know that if you are distracted when you are casting like one page, if you are distracted, you start 1 million times? Is that the kind of life you want to continue to live? How many of you know that you did not pass our exam very well when they ask you to find 20% of something, and what you have to do is to say 20 divided by 100 times 30, God forbid. You should by now know that 0.2 multiplied by that is 20%. But we see how people that does that. How many of you know that if you want to calculate your internal rate of return, you have years, and you want to now calculate I over 1 plus R raised to power? No! Some calculator when you press is equal to, it continue to give in a compounding manner. So when you are trained and when you borrow brilliance for those that have done it, if you see anybody doing anything right, that person is not a genius. God forbid that some of us are genius. We are not. We only know what people don't want to learn. So the trend in computing is such that what you are carrying car and they say so give yourself everything. Oh, those small guys can do it. And do you know how it works? You know how it works? And we just do small girl and say, let him understudy you. Please, you'll be very happy that you are training no person alive. After 3 months, they will say, you see that document you normally send to me, please let us see it first. They are coming. Let us see it first. Now lie, you are reporting back to her. She will do it better because she has been trained in a magnetic brain manner. But it will not be so. She's coming to bring on table. You already have more than that. Hence, you may not be promoted unless you are overqualified for your present position. Leave the jealous alone. Do what you are supposed to do. You are not too old to learn such. So integrated reporting is there. Corporate governance issue is there. Things that will change organizational roles and functions in terms of technology are those things that we should go after. So when you look at the trend in what we have now, you see the computing power of those devices. Don't forget, ab initio.
The definition of computer is that it's an electronic tool that is capable of accepting data, process data, and give information as output. Those days when we were using first generation, second generation, are not what we are talking about now. The computing power of those ICs are very significant. Now you have laptop that can carry as many data as all of us we have today. You can have a wristwatch that can do everything you have and you want to do. You can measure or even stepping. You don't need all those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things again. The data I have on this is more than 1 terabyte. Yes, I may not carry my laptop. I will see my call, check my WhatsApp on this. So, if you don't know, you don't know. But God forbid that you are a member of this association and you don't know. You must know. Okay? So, the computing power of wristwatches is more than those wristwatches that we use when we were in secondary school that have, you write 1 and 8, dot. You know that kind of wristwatch? It's beyond that. This one now can give you, if you want it in analog form, it will give you. If you want it in digital form, it will give you. It will even diagnose you if you want. And it works with all your gadgets. If my phone reads now, I can receive call on this watch by even doing like this again. So the computing power of the devices now necessitates the fact that we need to step up again. Not that alone, look at the new source of data. If you want information those days, when some of us started this accounting, you don't have luxury of sources. But now you can go to the internet, you can even get even wide those unnecessary songs that you have around, you can pick and get your information from there. Somebody gave information 2 days ago, police is looking for him. Who is following that trend? Somebody gave one information yesterday or day before yesterday. IG is looking for him now. Who is that? Who is that? Don't be too accounting in nature not to know what is going on in your environment. It's not on that. I mean, you know that from other unnecessary sources, you can get fraud detected. And the last part of it is infrastructure for knowledge creation. We have a lot around us that can enable us to have more knowledge in terms of seeing beyond now. Okay? When we were using the Excel spreadsheets, if you have not made this mistake, you will not use Excel. This payroll that we were doing, those days we use more cash and we pay with ordinary bullshit. When they brought Excel spreadsheet, we now want to type the name, basic salary, nonsense, and net pay, right? If you have new staff along the line, you are to insert new role, yes or yes? If you go and insert new role and thinking that the solution under, when you put the account, the amount there, it will automatically solve, we're in trouble. It happened to some of us. When you look at the solution, you say, this is computer that computed it. You go and cut check, management sign, then you draw cash, you want to pay. At the end of the day, you will have something. And when you not cast all over again, you will discover that the computer did not solve. You will not be blaming the computer. It's you that should blame yourself for not able to identify that the command that you are giving to the end sum of the Excel does not include the new role and cell that you created. All these problems, apart from that, new technology is taking care of it. Hence, what my sister taught us the other time about payroll system. This can solve the problem. And your ability to also recast by just drawing things will resume everything for you. Okay? So data sources, like I said, even your mobile tool
all those things can help you. Then most of the information that we have out there can also help us to get accounting information. Don't forget, the question is, what is the value relevance of accounting information? I will ask 30 people this question, and because the answer you will give me cannot be the same. But I don't know the terms among us, so everybody should just be thinking. I will ask you a question, you will stand up, you mention your father's name, and you answer the question. Okay, so the question is, what will be the value relevance of accounting information? So let's move on. Okay, so we have data, and we have what we can use to manipulate data to give us what we want. Manipulation of data will help us to see pattern in data, so as to know how to do what? Advise our organization. I talk about 3 D's of data. It has to do with volume, it has velocity, and it has variety. The full meaning of that is in your notes. But what we are saying is that we have data in the volume. When you have auditors, don't tell them this to all these external auditors. You know, when they come to your office, they want to audit you, and they ask you for everything. The moment, don't tell them, oh, the moment they ask you for something, and you are going up and down, you are not giving them, then they will continue to ask. Do I tell you what you do for them? Don't let them hear. Should I tell you what you do for auditor? When auditor, don't let other people hear. When auditor comes and they need documents, give them 1 million bits. If tax auditor comes, also tax auditor, please don't mention my name. Tax auditors, you know the form of king. No man, calm down. What do you need? We need parliament report. We need minutes of the meeting. See, go to your archive. Bring everything out. Don't go near them. Don't go near them. They will not, it will be difficult for them to do anything. Now, somebody is saying that, come out. Come out. Come. This is a training, right? This is a training. I am very bold and I'm standing. Let him come. Come. Are we creating trouble? And is it interesting? I am standing. When I come down, I am standing. And I say, it is very short what you want to say. Let it come here. Now, there's a ruler again. Tell him to put his sword in the. Tell him to calm down. Now, because I want his name to be noted, he will talk to us for 30 seconds. If you like, let him use anger to waste his time.
Thank you, sir. You know, you said that bring all the book for auditor, for you to distract them or not. If auditor no, okay. If auditor know what is doing, as a professional we are here, you don't need to bring all the book of this place. For me, I'm an auditor. I'm working with federal government. If you bring all the book here, unless I don't know what I'm going to, or I don't know what I need, although I don't know the exact book I want to order, that's why you did all the. Thank you.
Okay.
There's always, before a monitor comes, they will bring a list telling us what they want. So you can't just say you give them anything. There's a checklist. So you have to give me everything related to that checklist.
for them. But unfortunately, this is one of the characteristics of accountants. We have never come down in our life. Go and check our temperament as accountant. It's even worse when you are a professional accountant. You don't want to listen to any other thing. Have you seen that before? That's why they say they are the one. They are the only people that can do accounting in Nigeria. I beg, calm down. See, not import into the statement I made. You are auditors. External auditor for that matter. Did they spend 1 month in your company? Did they spend more than 2 weeks? I work for 1 year. You want to use 2 weeks to check me? Are you on board? You know. Hello. This man will use his star that all of them are not even qualified. Only he is the qualified among them. You want to check what I have prepared. How? Wait. He will not use those secondary school graduates to come and check what my oga has done. The more you see, the less you know. Now, those documents that they will give you, they are within what you should check. But because you need to go to another firm, another company, you don't have the time. You will accept the time and stay down what they are giving you, especially when those that you want to audit are more qualified than you. You will be intimidated. Hence, the safeguard to audit threats. I've not read that. When that company constitutes more than 20% of your income, you will calm down. You would rather prepare their financial statement, asking all audits he has done, whether it's not the one that prepared the account. That's the second. And I promise you 1 million questions. You prepare the account eventually. Now, you rely on the Excel spreadsheet to compute the accounts. Which tools have you used? Can you even afford audit tools, ACL, all those accounting database management system, and they now give you documents like this? You will run away in your mind, not physically. That's what I'm saying. But do you know you can help yourself? See, calm down. Do you know you can help yourself? When you understand the volume, the velocity, and the variety, you know what you are looking for, and you will not be shaken. Use the right tools to extract your data. Tell the company, we have agreed to audit you. However, we need this information in this form. You have never done that. Give them something. Tell them to supply this information in this form. You have already converted all their docs documents into electronic format. And that's what you do. If it is organization that has robust database management system, all you need to do is to plug your system into their system through ODBC. Go back to your office, then use tools to analyze. You are not the one to analyze. Like I said the other time, gun can kill, but gun will never kill without anybody putting the trigger. Are we seeing that? Are we seeing that? This is the process. You identify, you collect, you clean up. And also, you will get this. If you have another one, this is available. I just need this one. Can we continue? Now, go back to the data and come to the element that I'm giving us now. It is not ordinary volume, but this time around, high volume. 2, high velocity, high variety. Now, apart from variety, we now have the fourth one, which is What happened? These are the things you will battle with as an accountant in your journey to excellence. And nobody wants to hear that you don't have the idea. Yes, I want to be a good accountant, because a good accountant must know about management, must know how to handle difficult things, must be able to know better about computer. Okay? So all this training that they're giving us, they know why they're doing so. Now let's move on. In accounting, how do you do all those things? You just have to recognize every bit of information that your accounting transaction gives you. Hence, if you look at 2018 conceptual framework for financial reporting as released by IFA, March 18, 2018, you will see that there is a particular chapter there called what do they call it? The quality of financial reporting. And it was in that book they divided it into two. Okay, we have enhancing and the other. In enhancing, they say your data when it comes to accounting must be relevant. Hence, the aspect of materiality comes in. Whether materiality or not, your database management system will be able to capture every minute information about your accounting processes. When you have a clear balance and they give it to 10 people to prepare financial statement, we should all get the same thing. Save for randomization and delegation. If you are unable to get that, something is wrong with the level of what accounting data that we have. Hence, comparability, understandability, and what? All those characteristics of good information as propounded in the IFAD group, timeliness, and the likes. These analytics will help you to go into it. Now, a warning, this class will not make you a data analyst immediately, but it's opening your mind to those things that you do and think you are doing it better. But there are a lot of other ways of doing them and get results, just as they have investigated why we are talking about the issue of finding percentage of a particular number. So in data analytics, we have descriptive, predictive, and descriptive. Without turning this place to a classroom of that nature, it describes, it can predict, and it can also give solution to things. That's the meaning of what I just put on board. Do we understand this one? Do we understand that aspect? Importance. I want us to go through this on our own. This will be given us. It's already on our system and everybody will get it. But without reading it, if you know about data analytics, you will be able to prepare management information system without using mathematical table. You know the meaning of that? If you can manipulate your data in a digital form, then you will be able to give information to the management as and when needed. And it will be what? It will save more than lives. So that's the summary of all this I have here. We have emerging accounting technologies. If you have been conversant with what we have on the TV, you will see even that in hotel, robots can actually serve you. Please let me tell you not to disturb my class again. Okay? In hotel, robots can serve you. We have them being practicalized in accounting. Though some people are suppressing it. It will take time, but it will come to reality. There was a time I was in South Africa, and immediately I pay online, and they gave me code online. I got to they call it Signature Hotel at Johannesburg. I did not see any receptionist. It took me time to understand what I should do. Now, look at my problem, which is actually everybody's problem. When you need Mcpd, you don't want to pay money to buy internet while you are there.
you are looking for free Wi-Fi. So on getting there, no Wi-Fi, I cannot access my mail to see the instructions. Those instructions were given, but I never thought it could be necessary because I was expecting the rude manner we do in Nigeria. And I'm 100, so many big, toilet is not good. That was what I was expecting. Only for me to stand until somebody came down, said, what are you looking for? I said, no, I have a code, I should press it. You can imagine such life. Beautiful hotel, nobody, you cannot even slap any receptionist. You will do it yourself. Then when you get to your room, no phone, no nothing. Imagine if you are in one hotel here, there's no intercom. See the way you will shout. And everything is made, they've already, and Wi-Fi hotel, what you do, and what you may forget to do. But it took time. Have you been to some hotel and you want to press water and you put hot water on your body? Have you seen that before? And you will not be able to tell anybody. Have you want to use toilet and you don't know what to do again? Yeah? If you don't know, I can sample to some of us. Don't tell me lie. Unless you have not gone out too much. You have to stand and say, if I press it to this side, is it cold? Is it hot? If it's not coming on your body, you are in trouble. That is it in emerging accounting technology. Okay, when you study accounting to this level you are studying it, the next thing is to shift focus. How can I do this accounting better? All of us have the same fellow. Oh yeah, let's go for job. What is that exposure that will sway the beginning apart from other qualifications? It's your level of exposure and what you can do with your time. If you want to get a driver, will you rather get a driver that can only drive automatic car without knowing how to drive manual? But I'm not saying you should answer me. Will you want to hire a driver that knows how to change tire? Do you want to hire a driver who knows how to change battery head? Do you want to hire a driver that knows how to use mouth to siphon fuel to the car? Look at those other attachments to life. These are the things you need to become a good accountant. If you don't have them, don't tell anybody you are an accountant out there. Because, don't let my guy hear, this accounting, you can only be a good accountant when you know about management, know about organization, finance, and about every other one. Hence, some of you will offer biology when you are coming from accounting department in polytechnic. Because you must be relevant in all fields. Do you know it's possible not to send my children to go and study computer sciences? It's not necessary. They do it without anybody. In fact, let me tell you how I typically embarrass myself in front of my 12 years old boy. I wanted to change, I got a new phone, and I wanted to give one sophisticated Samsung phone to my boy. I was now trying to remove my password, remove my data on it. The boy came back. You know when you want to do password, you are copying it. He came back and said, Daddy, you are not removing this password. And he opened it for me. I felt bad. People did not, even when I want to change it, people did not cover it again. So don't think that which you have now is sufficient to navigate this difficult terrain we have. Are we getting there? So most of the tools that we have Microsoft Excel that my brother normally uses very well. We have business intelligence tools. This one, I've been on some websites, and when on that website, what will come is that Mr. So welcome. What can we do for you? On websites, have you seen that before? Those websites are very intelligent. When you enter that, when you get to that page, they will mention the and they will ask you to chat with somebody immediately. Have you seen them before?
If you have not, it means you have also not checked the information widely. You will see a bottle. Now, what can we do for you? It's intelligent. Now, how did you get your name? You will get your name unless you don't have Google account. Now, you will not be able to use any Android phone in this life if you don't have Google account. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? You cannot, even if it is a fake account, you can open it. So once you get online, unless you will not search on Google, he knows your name. Now, let me tell you how you can track what some of us are doing. If I get your computer, remove your password. Once I go to Google, I will know the pattern of your life. When you get to some people's Google, you'll be seeing cars. Those are the people that look for car online. They want to buy. If you are seeing generator, they want to change their generator, you will know. Some people is drugs, like what can I do for diabetes, hypertension? You will see. So be careful what you check on Google. It will be supplying those information for you going forward. I'm just telling you this. Go home and check what I'm saying. Just you will see, even in your Yahoo mail, the advert will be there. Will be those that are doing. So for those people that go to pornography, you'll be seeing all those things also. So you have to be careful. Don't think people are not seeing you. They are seeing you. Even the laptop has microphone and they are hearing you. It has things that they can see you. So you have to be very careful. Use all this energy on your accounting. Then we have proprietary tools. We have machine learning tools. All these are in their right and in their hierarchy, and they can help us as we move on. Okay, so data analytics can also help in auditing. It can help in auditing because never that God none avails. You can't give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. If you are able to understand how to mine information, you will be able to use appropriate tools to look for what you are looking for. Okay? You want to, ordinary ratio analysis can tell us which organization is doing well or not. We were taught, but advancedly, this same ratio that you know can tell us whether fraud is going on in any organization or not. You agree? You know how to do that? I know you say yes, but you need to say no. Which one do you say? Do you have the portion of no higher than yes? No, you do not. Okay, so now take current ratio that you all taught me when I was coming up. I can use current ratio to know whether an organization is doing well or not. This will play on what Professor Mainuma taught me and the registrar. They taught us that when the ratio of current liability to current asset and to current liability is more than is less than 2 to 1, we are having issue, right? What about if it is 3 to 1? Mommy, what did I say now? Stand up now. You know I've told you I'm calling. What did I say now? Okay? If it is ratio of 3 to 1, what happened? You are thinking about it. Do you want to tell me or I should tell you? Which one? Okay. Before you can get this, how many minutes do I have now? 1 minute. 2, 5, 1. Add everything together. 10. Okay, what do I have? 5. Okay, so conclusively, let me explain this, how to use ordinary current ratio to find fraud. The 3 means that elements of current assets are highly populated. Now let's decompose them. Big stock, which we call what? Inventory. If you carry more than necessary, some people are benefited. 1, the procurement officer must have collected bribe and procure more than what is necessary. 2, the warehouse officer will not have more things to steal if it is a stealable thing. 3, you will incur more expenses on carrying the stock
You understand those things now? Oh yeah, turn them to negative. Then you see why your current ratio will be more than 2 to 1. And you see. What about debtors? Somebody will sell goods December 29. You know you cannot get money from it, but just come and carry it. Because the guy will collect productivity bonus in terms of number of goods he sold. Don't forget, what makes your turnover is what? Credit plus cash sales. On the first financial statement, nobody will finish again. But if it's on credit, it is recorded because this transaction was consummated before the close of the year. Whereas the money is coming in another year, matching concept. Those are the ways in which people can perpetrate fraud. You will see celebrated. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on the authority of my professor, I have to stop here. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, when you are impressed by what your guy is doing, you will have to support what he's doing. And that is why I want to support him within the next 2 minutes. What am I going to tell you? That he has raised about 10 fundamental issues. The first 4 is about what is data analytics all about. And to me, he's asking you that data analytics is about what is happening. And that is what they call descriptive analytics. Then he has also talked about why did it happen. And that is what they call diagnostic analytics. And he has also alluded to the fact that what is going to happen. And that is what we call predictive. Then he has also mentioned prescriptive analytics. And that is supposed to say what should happen. My duty is just to say what is the difference between what is going to happen and what will happen. What is going to happen is whether you do anything or not is going to happen. But what should happen should be the idea. Are we together? So what is this that is relevant to an account? And he now goes to the 6 other things that I want to share with you. And I just simply coin it as copies because I am just copying from someone. The first is the C in copies. And that with data analytics, an auditor can afford to do continuous audit. Instead of saying that it is just because of the time that I'm talking about. They were arguing between the 2 of them whether an auditor will be, if he asks questions, you can go and bring something. The solution to that is continuous audit. Because all the things that he's saying, the auditor and the accountant are going to do, the 2 of them have basically the same knowledge. So you cannot come to my court and think that you're going to beat me. It happens rarely. So the solution to that predicament is continuous audit. And that is what the data analytics can help us resolve. The second major issue is operating process improvement. That's the O in copies. And by that, you will find that your processes can be improved with data analytics. The third is the P in copies, and I call it problem solving. With data analytics, you find out that you can identify what the problem is and immediately resolve that problem because you have an avalanche of the data available before you. The R in copies is what I call improve investment decisions. Investment is about knowledge of what is going to happen, what is happening, and what is expected to happen. If you have that at your fingertips, you'll be able to invest rationally. The E in copies is about efficiency creation. What I mean by that is that you can easily do it without waste of time, and that makes you to be efficient. Finally, I settle for strengthening partnership. There will be disturbance between the people and the leaders. There will be a smooth partnership that will enhance productivity and
Thank you very much. Please, can we just clap for him? You might not have known him, but let me just know one or two over about him. He's the immediate past president. Are you aware of that? Professor Akara, one of our best mover on Anna. Thank you very much, Sir President. Thank you very much. Thank you. We're not going to waste more of our time. Can we go straight to the questions so that he can properly answer any question, or do we call it any questions? No question. So let us start from Prof once more. Let's start from Prof. Let's start from Prof once more. There's a question. Okay, please come. We might ask you a question. Please come. Your name, your membership number, and your price.
Mcpd, Oluwaseun, 29958, Oyo State Branch.
So I want you to pay attention to practices. There are so many accounting software and applications I mentioned. We have something 3, terminals 4, books. So all those applications, they are accounting applications. My expectation is this, and I don't know if it is possible. This Mcpd, I'm expecting that it shouldn't be like a kind of a theater, lecture theater. I was expecting a practical training. It is the audience being exposed to a particular application, maybe using a raw data of a particular ministry or university. We can do it. For example, when the first lecture was discussing about I was expecting that then we'll go through it, see how this thing works. But giving it theoretically like this, at times it doesn't work.
We are going to go into this group right now. I would like to call my committee members. I would like to call my committee members. Here are the MCPD committee members. We need to come. Please, where are you? Like one or two of my committee members. Okay, good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Where our inductees? Like tomorrow, inductees, where are they? Raise your hand now. I don't want that, yeah, it's smiling. If I was smiling all the way, it's fun. I'm not seeing the way you are smiling. Not yourself, please. Now, if you look at your book or your brochure, you see paper 1, you see paper 2, you see paper 3, paper 4, and paper 5. We're going to start from here. Paper 1, please, who will come here and chairman and secretary of this group? Paper 2, chairman and secretary. Very fast, so we can go and eat. Paper 3, chairman and secretary. Paper 4, chairman and secretary. Paper 5, chairman and secretary. Come on very fast, what do I eat? Come on very fast. For your information, syndicate group is very important. But you might go home with a lot of gifts like tomorrow, but be rest assured you must go home with a presidential handshake. So if I am listening,
Chairman, Secretary.
go home with a presidential